Hey, it's Vincent here from Vincent Games. Welcome to round 8 of standard PTQ with Black White Zombies. Currently 4 and 3, so not doing amazingly well, but we're still in the running for prizes potentially. So we're soldiering on. Against Mardu. So we're keeping this hand because it has a 1-drop and a 2-drop, and the Binding Mummy is potentially very good here. I'm liking the Dark Salvation against Mardu, so we're probably going to take 3 damage here off of this Toolcraft Exemplar. But if they play a Heart of Kirin or a Scrapheap Scrounger or a Thraben Inspector, but that's fine. We kind of just need to do our play zombies, do our thing. Can cope with Thraben Inspector. It's not overly threatening. So we could cast Dark Salvation and kill the Toolcraft Exemplar, but that doesn't really work very well for us if they have Magma Spray. I don't think they are likely to be playing Magma Spray, but I'd rather not take the risk. I don't think they do, but as I say, not really happy to risk it here. Just going to play a Binding Mummy and pass the turn. Don't really want to trade with the Thraben Inspector just because it's going to be a while before we get it back. Especially if we don't draw land, we're just going to have our hand clogged with other spells, so not really interested in throwing away a Dread Wanderer at this stage. Again, kind of just have to take the 3. He didn't want to trade it. Aethersphere Harvester is a pain. I assumed he'd just run his Toolcraft Exemplar into us, but they didn't, so that was good. Oh dear, that's pretty rough. Just because I don't really think we can afford to spend a whole turn doing nothing. We're gonna just kill this Toolcraft Exemplar. We're not going to attack anyway, and just run into their Aethersphere Harvester. It's just more to kind of just remove some stuff from their side of the table than anything else. Not drawing a land there is pretty awkward. Yeah. Ain't gonna end well. Shouldn't they just beat us down for 3? Okay, that was weird. I'm not prepared to do anything here. I'm not going to waste a Dark Salvation killing a Thraben Inspector or a Knight Ally. I think they may have misclicked because I'm pretty certain they just attack us. I'm not playing lands, we're not doing anything. Again, that seems odd. I don't know why they just hit us for 5. Play Veteran Motorists, crew the Aethersphere Harvester, hit us for 5 with Gideon. Attack with ally tokens, like just to really rub it in. Like, they don't want to give us time to develop. But I mean, I'm not going to complain if they are just going to give us time to develop, get back in this game. That's fine. And we could be on like 14 life now at this swing where they could have then been attacking Gideon, who were at 14, so they should have hit us once already with that flyer. It just feels like they're missing an opportunity there. I don't think it's going to matter too much for them in the end, just because we're so far behind. Like next turn, probably just completely dead. We need an untap land, and we're going to probably have to just cast a Dark Salvation. Oh my gosh. If we cast the Wayward Servant, we can chump. Whereas if we cast Dark Salvation, we can remove a Veteran Motorist. I think I'll just try and play creatures at this point and hope we get some more value out of Dark Salvation by holding off. Can't really attack as we just take too much damage back. Even if it does mean we only ever it wouldn't even excuse me, it wouldn't even kill Gideon, so it just chumps. It's just this game is over. I don't think we can do anything. We'll stay there because it would be good to see if they reveal any useful cards, and also they might just not kill us. And they don't seem very responsive. Taking a moment to react to passing and doing things. Cycle a Canyon style. Oh, cashed in Gideon. Well, this makes blocking awkward. I don't know why I didn't just plus Gideon. If I block an ally token, this means I take only 5, and we can Dark Salvation something next turn. Yeah, I think we just lose now. I mean, we weren't ever winning that game anyway, but losing the whole team, and we can't. It's just getting worse. Okay, we're going to be on the play. We want to have stuff to deal with their planeswalkers that they inevitably bring in, and we're going to assume they put on Glorybringer, so we want Grasp of Darkness. I think it's reasonable to assume that they're on Glorybringer, or Avacyn tends to be the curve topper. I don't really like Gideon against them. So we just want Fatal Pushes because it's a really efficient answer to all their most of their creatures, low cost stuff, Declaration in Stone, and Anguished Unmaking as another answer to their planeswalkers. And then we have Liliana, which does kill Veteran Motorist quite nicely as well. So we've got 5 cards there we want to put in. Binding Mummy, whilst reasonable, is just a little bit underwhelming, I think. As I've said before. Actually, on the play, I think maybe we don't want Liliana. We've got 3 cards we need to cut from this. I don't like cutting Liliana's Mastery, but on the play, cut that, cut a Diregraf Colossus. Yeah, we don't want Liliana just yet. So just cutting out Diregraf Colossus. I don't really like Diregraf Colossus as much because it just dies. They got Unlicensed Disintegration for it and Fatal Push, and they're very capable of casting Fatal Push for 4. So it just kind of comes down and doesn't do a lot potentially. And Binding Mummy, whilst good because they are a creature-based deck, doesn't always do an awful lot because they have a lot of walkers after the board. So just less targets for Binding Mummy to really kind of capitalise on. So yeah, just extra removal, and that is that. So we can just play aggressive and just kill all their threats. We would love to play first. So we want to ideally curve. Oh, look at that. This is the perfect opening hand. So just play a Dread Wanderer and like Cryptbreaker, Fatal Push, or just double Cryptbreaker. And we've got a bit of redundancy here in the Cryptbreakers to survive a Fatal Push and just kind of just try and storm ahead really. We've got double white as well for Avacyn should we actually get there. A little bit of a tempo base sort of match this one. You just sort of between Heart of Kieran and Planeswalkers and Fatal Push. It's just about sort of just resolve. It can be about resolving something and then just sort of yeah, fighting through and doing a lot of damage out of nowhere, that sort of thing. So we're going to go, as they've played that, we're just going to go all in on Cryptbreaker, and just start drawing cards and try and get ahead that way. There's no point, there's absolutely no point just like smashing a Dread Wanderer into a Thraben Inspector. Veteran Motorist is fine. And this is exactly what this deck wants to be doing. Could play a Lord or a Diregraf Colossus, but I quite like playing Wayward Servant, leaving up Fatal Push. Although I'm just not blocking any of that stuff. I actually think we're just gonna play a Diregraf Colossus. That was weird. Play Diregraf Colossus and don't think we want to swing in with the Dread Wanderer. Just blocks with a Thraben Inspector. So we'll just pass. Like, there's no rush. They're not going to play a Planeswalker. They're most likely just to kill something. If they attack with a Veteran Motorist, we just take it. It may have been better to play Wayward Servant and then leave Fatal Push up. But I like, whilst we miss out on drains that way, I think it's probably better to set up the Diregraf Colossus and just try and build up our board presence. End step. So by doing this, we can just draw lots of cards. So if we hadn't been drawing like we have, we wouldn't be able to have made all these land drops. So if we go Lord, we go Zombie, and we can then start to attack. Don't mind trading a Dread Wanderer for a Veteran Motorist, because he's just going to chump with a Thraben Inspector. Yeah, missing out on drains here by playing it this way, but we're adding more power to the board and making it difficult for them to actually do anything relevant. I said I was happy to trade with the Dread Wanderer, but actually, given we're in a really good spot here, I'm just gonna Fatal Push this guy now. It means we can attack with a Dread Wanderer and a Diregraf Colossus. Gives our opponent a chance to chump. If they don't, they take 6 damage. Yeah. Them tapping out like that to get the clue after we killed the Thraben Inspector and ruled out any kind of instant, well, Magma Spray. I don't think they're playing Magma Spray. I don't think this deck does play Magma Spray, so I think we're always going to attack. Even if they do have a Magma Spray, it's a bit just like, who cares? tap land's pretty rough for them. It's like all of their planeswalkers cost 4. I'm just going to draw another card. Play a Shambling Vent. And on 17, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's just lethal. So we're just going to swing with everything. I should have played Wayward Servants first, but it's too late. They're just going to take it. Yeah, I should have played Wayward Servant first. Basically, if they don't kill the actually this could be really bad. Actually, no, I'm fine with this because if they fumigate, oh man, if they fumigate, they gain so much life. I'm hoping just to kill them here because they get a drain twice. Yeah. Oh, that was really greedy. I didn't need to do that at all. I should have just waited because if they untap, so if they have unlicensed disintegration for the Wayward Servant or the Diregraf Colossus to stop them from taking the lethal drain, then they untap cast Fumigate, then that would have been really bad. So that was very greedy, but it paid off. Now we're on the draw. I don't like Dread Wanderers quite so much. I feel like I want to be a little bit more controlling. Liliana is really good here for that reason. Just killing all their 1/1s, all their X1s. Ob Nixilis kills a Planeswalker. Dread Wanderer, as you saw, just doesn't really line up very nicely against their stuff. Also, Nahiri exiles it, so it's just not at its best in this matchup. On the draw, sorry. So on the draw, I think we can afford to have a Liliana's Mastery back in, and I think we want. Excuse me. I think we want another Diregraf Colossus out, and then just play 2 Transgress. So we just had a really super aggressive start just then. That was really good what we were trying to do there. But now I think we just kind of taking a bit of a slower pace to the game with a view to just tearing their haymakers out of their hand with Transgress the Mind and sort of playing them at their own game with Planeswalkers and trying to grind out a win like that. As I say, if they're playing Fumigate, which some decks can bring in against you, then that is a problem. And they don't mind doing that so much because they play things. They play Planeswalkers and they're trying to like play lots of removal, and they're just trying to. They get enough value out of their creatures with Thraben Inspector and Veteran Motorist that they don't really mind killing them. I'm going to keep this hand. It is very slow, but it's got some good cards in it, and it's got the Ob Nixilis, which we sideboarded in. Okay, Anguished Unmaking is actually quite reasonable. It's going to kill any Planeswalker that makes it to the table. Okay, this hand seems fairly reasonable now, considering they've got off to a slow start. My worry is that they, if they play Toolcraft Exemplar, Heart of Kira, and other stuff, then that can be really bad. Or if they're playing this now, suggests to me that they're not going to play a third land. I mean, the two lands that they play a tap land on one, tap land on two. Oh no, there we go. So that makes me feel like their hand's slow. So we're definitely playing the Concealed Courtyard. Wayward Servant feels pretty meh. I think we just want to try and build up with Diregraf Colossus. So this puts them in the position where they either kill the Colossus or they play a Planeswalker. So they can't do both necessarily. Or they play a Planeswalker that kills the Diregraf Colossus. That would be bad. So Chandra would be annoying. What do they made with that? Spire. Nihiri. Nihiri is a pain. But we're going to be able to just Anguished Unmaking that way. Wow, doesn't want to trade with the Motorist. I would not have blocked. Okay, so we can go Transgress and a Wayward Servant, which gives us a tap zombie they could exile. And here he's going to allow them to draw a card. Discard a card. As much as I want to cast Anguished Unmaking, I think I'm just going to do this. It's just gives us some more threats. I mean, they can exile that with Nihiri, which is annoying, but it would be nice to basically transgress and remove something really quite scary, like a Glory Bringer or another Planeswalker. So what have they got? So they've got a tapped land and an Anguished Unmaking of their own, which is a... Oh, that Anguished Unmaking is annoying. I think we're going to let them have the Avacyn. Don't really care about the other Sphere Harvester. Yeah, we're going to take this Anguished Unmaking. The rationale for that is... Yeah, rationale for that is... I'm not going to attack Nihiri because he just lets it go through and then he can exile it. So yeah, there's no good attack there. But yeah, the reason I wanted to take the Anguished Unmaking is I don't want them to Anguished Unmaking our Diregraf Colossus or Ob Nixilis. Whereas if they play Avacyn, we can just cast Ob Nixilis and destroy it. So now we really have to... That's a good draw. That's a very good draw. So we play Cryptbreaker and drain our opponent. Get another zombie off of the Diregraf Colossus and drain our opponent. And we remove Nihiri from play. I would attack with a zombie, but he can just block with a Shambling Vents. And also just means we can do the whole Cryptbreaker draw a card thing. Yeah, the way they sideboard now with Planeswalkers and other things, Transgress just seems very good against them. He's just going to main phase. Oh no, he's just going to cast Fumigate. That was a good top deck. So we're going to do this. Don't think we play Ob Nixilis because we want them to play Avacyn. That said, we can still just play the Ob Nixilis now and then we get to draw cards. Actually, yeah, I quite like that. So we'll play Cryptbreaker. Probably should have played the Ob Nixilis first and drawn a card. Ooh. So they're going to flash in Avacyn at end step. Oh, I should draw a card first. Always draw a card. No reason not to. Okay, yeah, that makes. So yeah, if I just played out the stuff, so yeah, now I'm going to keep up Anguished Unmaking for this Avacyn. Just no reason not to. Okay, I didn't mean to yield exactly that way. I don't think it makes a massive difference. Still going to exile it. That's really awkward. We're going to uptick this. Probably ultimate it next turn. Probably. Wow, another Anguished Unmaking. Just want to hurt myself to the point where I just want to feel alive. So we'll play a Lord, definitely. So we know they've got the Aether. Oh no, they just discarded the Aether Harvester to the Nahiri. So we know they don't have an Aether Harvester. I forgot about that. So okay, we've got a card that we don't know about. So we don't want Ob to take any damage. So we either play Dark Salvation, get us on 2 blockers that way. Yeah. Although if they've got a push. It doesn't matter. Because they can't cast it and kill the Lord yet. Crack the clue. Gonna blow a creature up. Ah, they want to stop. I think they're gonna redirect to Ob Nixilis, which is gonna stop it from ultimating, which is fair enough. We're just gonna draw a card. Okay, Wayward Servant, 1, 2, 3, and then Lord of the Accursed. Yeah, we see if we kill Chandra for free. So they got a fatal push. Then obviously we want to we want to use Anguished Unmaking. Yeah, so that lets them kind of waste the token, waste the Fatal Push, killing a token. We play a Wayward Servant. We're Anguished Unmaking that Chandra. So we just can't really afford to let that thing go on. If it attacks with Shambling Vent, it's a bit like whatever. Okay. It might just hit us, which is also very good. So we're now getting to the point where, oh no, he's hit Ob Nixilis, which is good. I do prefer that. Can definitely afford to do this one more time. Oh, Shambling Vent, that's good. This game is ground and ground on. You can't go too low with Ob Nixilis. Wow. I'm surprised they've done that, really. That's an early concession, I think, because they had 4 damage from a cut to ribbons, which I can't do anything about. Which puts me in a position where I cannot really afford to plus Ob Nixilis. Yeah, if I use Ob Nixilis, then that puts me very, very close to death. Although I'm guessing just because I played the Shambling Vent, they conceded. But then I've got to attack with it. Especially if I animate and swing, then I gain enough life to kind of get away from that cut to ribbons zone and just leave Ob Nixilis on 6. So maybe that's why they conceded. But that just felt a bit premature. I mean, that game was very back and forth, and a lot of haymakers there. I did very, very well drawing all 3 of my Anguished Unmakings. Killing, yeah, Avacyn. I got Avacyn, Chandra, and Nahiri. I think Nahiri. Yeah, so that's pretty sick. Yeah, I don't think they needed to concede there. They had plenty of time on the clock. They had ways to threaten. I mean, what they've drawn, even the lands aren't bricks because all they need to do is just play lands and try and burn me out. I mean, it's not the best plan, but I'm pretty sure they've probably got more than 1 cut to ribbons in the deck. So they just tap out, burn me for 4, hope to draw another one. Because then land another one is just lethal, even if I do hit them with a Shambling Vent. So yeah, that feels a bit strange them conceding like that. I mean, I'm not complaining, but yeah, I don't really see that.